Good day, fine musicians and aficionados. Welcome to my new series called 3 on Thursdays. Today's episode is going to show you 3 chord progressions that I use to write my music. Roll the intro. Okay, so let's head over to the studio right now and hear these chords in action.
The one thing that I really like about this first chord progression is the fact that it's a really simple chord progression. It's 2 chords, but I'm making them slightly more complex by adding a little bit of tension in there.
I'm putting my hands on a C major triad. And then what I do is I take that top C note and I slide it down by 1 note to a B. And what that does is it creates what we call a 7th chord. You're playing the 7th note in the scale of C. It adds a little tension to the chord. It's a very nice little spice added in there. So after I go to the B, I then take that E lower in the chord and I move that down to the D, which is the 2nd note in the C major scale. We also call that the 9. The next chord is built off of an F major chord, which is also the 4 chord in C major. C, D, E, F, the 4th chord. But instead of playing the traditional triad, F, A, C, I make that A a G. I move it down. And so what happens is I have what we would call an F add 9. Now let's listen to it with some music. Don't forget, if you like what you see here, please subscribe to my channel. It really keeps the content coming and I super duper appreciate it.
For the second chord progression, the one thing that I really like about this one is it has this calming feeling. It's also a chord progression that's used heavily in a lot of rock and roll music, musical theater, anything that has this sort of Bruce Springsteen-esque type of feel really works well.
So as you see below, what I'm doing is I'm starting off with an F major chord, but I'm putting the C in the lower note. Then I take that F chord and I go right to a C major chord, and then I slide my 2 top fingers down 1 more note. So now I have what we call a D minor 7th chord. Now here's the thing, all of those chords are over a C in the bass. So the C is acting as what we call a pedal point. And all that is when the bass note stays the same, but the chords on top of it move around.
Okay, so the third and final chord progression is definitely my favorite. It just sounds like we're on some journey, we're going someplace. And it really gives me this feeling of being centered. It's a real mood. Also the most challenging of all 3. It has a few more chords, so let's get to it.
You're gonna play the 4 chord. Then you're gonna play the 5 chord. Then you're gonna play the 6 chord. Then you're gonna play the 5 chord, but you're gonna put the 7th in the bass. Then you're gonna go right to the 1 chord. Then you're gonna play the 1 chord again, but you're gonna move that lower note to the 3rd. And finally, you're gonna end on the 4 chord. Eventually though, when you get to the end of your writing, you're probably gonna resolve that 4 chord back to the 1 chord, which you're gonna hear right now in the example with all the other instruments playing.
Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this short episode on a few of the chord progressions that I use a lot in my own music. Take care and have a great day.